India is an interesting case. It's a democracy, but its leader is no Democrat. Inciting violence against Muslims was an important factor in his meteoric rise. Modi and business tycoon Adani are close allies. Modi is silent on the subject, but he will have to answer questions from foreign investors and in Parliament.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You just heard India baiter George Soros, the billionaire financier, reveal his true intent. In his own words, he said, India is a democracy, but its leader, referring to Prime Minister Modi, is no Democrat, inciting violence against Muslims, an important factor in his meteoric rise. Not only does he question India's democratically elected Prime Minister, he also wants to topple the democratically elected government, saying Adani and Modi are close allies. Modi is silent. He will have to answer questions from foreign investors and in the Parliament. This will significantly weaken Modi's stranglehold on India's federal government. It will open the door to push for much-needed institutional reform. Do we need a foreigner to tell us this? And why should any political party parrot the lines that have been actually given by an India baiter? In 2020, George Soros pledged $1 billion to bring down what he calls an authoritarian regime in India. He said, and I'm quoting, I've committed $1 billion to start a global university to fight nationalists. Prime Minister Modi is creating a Hindu nationalist state by imposing punitive measures on Kashmir and threatening to deprive millions of Muslims of citizenship. I want to ask, why should anybody who doesn't belong to India, is not a citizen of India, have anything to do with what India should be doing? After this, of course, Modi has returned for a historic third term as Prime Minister. But who is Soros to bring down India's government? And have Modi's political rivals like Rahul Gandhi and the Congress Party fallen into this anti-India trap? Watch these visuals from Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra in 2022 when he marched along with the then Vice President of Soros-funded Open Society Foundation, Salil Shetty, the man in those visuals. After BJP alleged that Rahul Gandhi is anti-India, now BJP has claimed that there is a Soros link to Sonia Gandhi as well. According to charges and documents put out by the BJP, Sonia Gandhi is the co-president, co-chair of the Forum of Democratic Leaders in the Asia Pacific. It's a non-profit organization which backs the idea of Kashmir as an independent nation. Documents allegedly show that the NGO, stating that our continuing existence and activities are due to large part to generous contributions from the Soros Foundation. This is the official claim and disclosure that has been put out by this foundation. The BJP has now called it Congress ka haath Soros ke saath and has demanded a discussion in Parliament over this entire issue.
कोई भी भारतीय अगर विदेशी ताकतों के साथ जो भारत विरोधी है उनसे लिंक होते हैं और भारत का खिलाफ काम करते हैं तो गंभीरता से लेना चाहिए। हम इसको पार्टीबाजी के रूप से नहीं देखते हैं।
FDL-AP का फाउंडेशन जो है वो जहां कश्मीर को सेपरेट एंटिटी के रूप में देखता है, वहीं उसका फाइनेंसिंग सपोर्ट सिस्टम राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन से भी जुड़ता है।
फोरम फॉर डेमोक्रेटिक लीडर्स ऑफ एशिया पैसिफिक से आपका क्या संबंध है? साफ साफ बताइए। और इसमें जिस प्रकार से भारत विरोधी और पाकिस्तान समर्थक बातें कही जा रही हैं, वो आपकी सहमति से हैं या आपकी दुरभिसंधि के साथ हैं?
But is the BJP right about a foreign hand disrupting our democracy? Watch this. In January 2023, the first Hindenburg report and BBC's docu-series were released, depicting the Prime Minister in poor light. Opposition used this to disrupt the budget session of Parliament. In December 2017, Rafale deal controversy appeared in foreign media, leading to the opposition disrupting the winter session, demanding a JPC. In July 2021, the Pegasus project report was released ahead of the monsoon session, which led to similar disruptions in Parliament. You can see some of these examples on your screens. But today, ladies and gentlemen, when such serious charges were being leveled against Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi and the Congress party in Parliament, where was the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha? Well, Mr. Rahul Gandhi was director of photography of a film, and he was also the director of this film, which was being shot by the Congress party in the Parliament premises, the drama over Adani.
आजकल क्या हो रहा है भाई?
आजकल मैं जो भी बोलता हूँ ये करता है।
अच्छा,
मेरे लिए करता है।
आप क्या क्या बोल रहे हो?
मैं कुछ भी चाहता हूँ।
क्या चाहते हो आप?
कुछ भी पोर्ट चाहिए, एयरपोर्ट चाहिए, कुछ भी।
अगला आप क्या लेने की कोशिश कर रहे हो?
वो उसके लिए अभी हमारा मीटिंग अभी शाम को है, करके आज डिसाइड कर देंगे कि मीन्स हमारे लिए मैं जो भी करता हूँ ये बाय होने तक मेरे लिए कोई नहीं है।
पार्लियामेंट छोड़ देने भैया,
वो देखते हैं।
आपके रिश्ते के बारे में थोड़ा बताइए भाई।
हम दोनों का एक ही है। मैं जो भी बोलता हूँ
हम दोनों मिलकर सब करेंगे। अच्छा, पूरा कब से आपकी पार्टनरशिप चल रही है?
ये हमारा सालों साल का,
सालों साल से। हमारा फ्यूचर आपका कैसा है?
20 साल का है हमारा। पूरा देश का ये इंडिया मैं हूँ।
अच्छा, ये आपके कारण पार्लियामेंट क्यों नहीं चलने दे रहे हैं?
ये
हम सारे ऑपोजिशन को, मतलब
वो आदमी गायब है। अमित भाई आए नहीं थे आज हाउस में। आज अमित भाई से पूछना पड़ेगा। मैं जो भी बोलता हूँ ये करता है।
ये बड़े सीरियस लग रहे हैं। कम बोलते हैं आजकल।
ये थोड़ा टेंशन में है।
Unfortunately for Rahul Gandhi, his own alliance partners don't seem to be amused with his style of leadership. Akhilesh Yadav's lieutenant IP Singh has put out a tweet saying, "Umr 55 ki, dil bachpan ka." He goes on to say that India Alliance must choose a new neta like Akhilesh Yadav who can oust the BJP. Meanwhile, YSRCP's MP Vijay Sai Reddy has added to Trinamool Congress's chorus saying Mamata Banerjee is the ideal candidate to lead the opposition. Not only are there no takers for Rahul Gandhi's stunt, his own Congress-ruled Telangana has thrown up the Adani hypocrisy just so starkly. BRS MLAs were stopped from entering the assembly by the police for wearing T-shirts saying Adani Revant Bhai Bhai. KTR stated that on the one hand, in Parliament, Rahul Gandhi wears a T-shirt saying Adani and PM are eight, but the fact is that Adani and Revant Reddy are best of friends. If Rahul Gandhi can be allowed in Parliament, why are we being blocked in the Assembly? So is Rahul Gandhi using the Adani arrow to duck and deflect from the Soros issue? So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the legitimate question we are asking, and the Motorola legitimate question on the news hour tonight is, does Soros strike expose Congress as such? That's the question and that's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining the news hour tonight with me, Shehzad Poonawala, national spokesperson of the BJP. To my left is Vivek Silas, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Gentlemen, welcome to the studios. Also joining me this evening, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, scientist. Today you'll have to also take the temperatures that are actually operating in Parliament. Rest of the country may be feeling some winter chills, but the Parliament is extremely hot and charged. Abhijit Iyer Mitra, Senior Fellow at the IPCS, also joining me tonight, Vivek Srivastav, Political Analyst. But my first question goes to Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla, Congress supporter. And today, Tehseen Poonawalla, I want to ask you 2 questions, simple, short, straight to the point. Number 1, is Rahul Gandhi using the Adani Modi, skit or drama or cinema or short film, whatever you call it, is he using that to deflect from the questions that have been raised on the connection between Congress party and George Soros? Number 2, it's been many, many years, Congress as a transparent party which is demanding transparency from the government. Why has it not been transparent about the MOU between India's Congress party with the Chinese political party there? Why has this not been disclosed to the country? 2 questions about 2 India beaters. One, an enemy country that has attacked us in the past, has been an opponent. Number 1 is, of course, George Soros, a man who has been baiting India for long. Tehseen.
Thank you, Navika ji, for having me on the show. Just 2 very quick answers to your points. Point number 1, I think George Soros is extremely dangerous. Personally, I'm not a favor of left loonies or Porsche poor or Mercedes socialists, but I think George Soros is an extremely poor, dangerous person. Therefore, I expected, as a common Indian citizen who supports the opposition, that the strongest man in the universe, Shri Narendra Modi ji, who since 11 years has been leading our country, would protect us against George Soros. Now, when the Rahul Gandhi ji, the honorable leader of opposition, has raised certain questions about an industrialist to offset that question. These questions are being raised. Now, George Soros, I've discussed many times on your show, and many times I've discussed the China MOU. And since then, it is either 2 things. The current government, the Prime Minister, Home Minister, Defense Minister, are incompetent as government and cannot investigate, or they've investigated, they found no link, therefore they only want to debate it and don't want to act. So either they do their constitutional duty and act, or they resign from the post. And if Rahul Gandhi is guilty, they should punish him. If not, stop diverting issue and allow Parliament to run. The fact of the matter, Navika ji, is to make Parliament run is the government's duty. The House belongs to the opposition. The government is running away from a debate. It does not want to debate issues of inflation, of price rise, of any of the issues, and therefore they are diverting with their postcard a BJP spokesperson is holding up.
Well, everything is Modi's job, and you want Modi out. You will not respond to the question of your connection with Soros, your connection with China. You will not respond on any of those. Everything should be responded to by Mr. Modi as the Prime Minister of the country.
has checked that. NIA, the very capable Ajit Doval ji has checked it. Either Ajit Doval ji comes on your show and says he hasn't checked it. Therefore, you will cross-question him that after being NSA for over 10 years, why has he not checked it? Or he's checked it. Or he's checked it, and he comes and says that I've checked it and nothing, and this is diversion.
You are a political party, Ajit Doval is not. You are a political party, he is the National Security Advisor. Why is a political party not answering questions that are being raised by people of this country, Shehzad Poonawalla?
That is because, as the poster reads, Sonia Soros ek hai, to Rahul safe hai. And whenever the question is raised on Soros, at that time the Congress party will try to deflect, divert and deviate. Today the question is only this, that is Sonia Gandhi, who's a member of parliament, a current sitting co-chair of Asia Pacific FDL. And this Asia Pacific FDL, forget the fact that it has been funded by Soros Group. Forget that fact. It has advocated for Azad Kashmir. Now this is not a crime or a legal offense. It is an ethical offense. It is a moral offense that you want Azad Kashmir. So has Sonia Gandhi registered a protest on this? Has she left the organization? Question number 1. Question number 2, Rajiv Gandhi Foundation has also got money from Soros. And this is the same Soros who said that $1 billion has been kept aside to destabilize Indian democracy. And by the way, RGF's FCRA has been cancelled, which has also got money from Chinese embassy. Its FCRA was cancelled. The same time when it was cancelled, this Tehseen Poonawalla was saying, "Karwai kyun nahi karte? Karwai kyun nahi karte?" He came and he said, "Karwai kyun kar di? Karwai kyun kar di?" तो करते हैं तो ये चिल्लाते हैं, नहीं करते हैं तो ये चिल्लाते हैं. अब तहसीन पूनावाला ने बोला है, देखो, because तहसीन पूनावाला, I call him he is not Congress Pro Max. Congress Pro Max Vivek Srivastava है. He is Congress Simple Edition. ये Congress Simple Edition बोलते हैं कि I hate Soros. अरे सुनिए अब सुनिए, ये सोरोस को हेट करते हैं सलील शेट्टी. वैसे हमारा एक दोस्त था सलील शेट्टी, not to be confused with our friend सलील शेट्टी. सलील शेट्टी from Open Society Foundation is in भारत जोड़ो यात्रा. Tehseen Poonawalla, why is Rahul Gandhi roaming around with Salil Shetty? No, you answer in your own term. Then Tehseen Poonawalla, who's not MP, I told you he's simple Congress. Congress Pro Max Shashi Tharoor. George Soros is a very good friend of mine. Is a very good friend, and I met my old friend George Soros. फिर George Soros went and met auntie of Rahul Gandhi, Fori Nehru. ये फोरी नेहरू के साथ मिलते थे. फिर राहुल गांधी के सबसे क्लोज एडवाइजर, नॉट तहसीन, प्रवीण चक्रवर्ती, उनसे भी बड़े एडवाइजर, उन्होंने बोला आई वेलकम जॉर्ज सोरोस स्टेटमेंट व्हेन ही हैज सेड दैट ही वांट्स टू डिस्टेबलाइज इंडियन इकोनॉमी. देन राहुल गांधी वेंट एंड मेट जर्नलिस्ट हु इज ऑन द पेरोल्स ऑफ जॉर्ज सोरोस, मिस्टर मुशफिकुल फजल मियां, who is always anti-India propaganda in White House we have seen. And therefore, the question is, Tehseen Poonawalla, now I have raised specific questions, and as far as the action is concerned, the government has taken action on FCRA. When the amnesty FCRA was cancelled, who was crying? Now, Tehseen Poonawalla, please tell me that what is your rishta with George Soros? And there is more also, I'll tell you. George Soros के साथ इनका और भी रिश्ता है. You know, the person who has opposed CA law, Harsh Mandar, who was an NAC, he was part of the OSF board member. And when the action was taken on Mr. Harsh Mandar's NGO, they came and cried. Amrita Singh, she is the daughter of Manmohan Singh. She is also part of the Open Society Foundation. ये रिश्ता क्या कहलाता है? NGO Sherpa, which had opposed the Rafale deal, which was scrapped by, the entire allegations was scrapped by the Supreme Court, that has also been funded by Soros. Adani's reports, Pegasus reports, Covaxin reports, VDM reports, all the reports they have raised in Parliament, which have been turned out to be fake, have all been scripted by Soros, and the actor who comes and plays it out in Parliament is Mr. Rahul Gandhi. And today, forget everything else. Even this man, Samajwadi Party, does not believe Rahul Gandhi. Therefore, उनके मास्क प्रोटेस्ट में भी नहीं गए, उनके टी-शर्ट प्रोटेस्ट में भी नहीं गए, और उन्होंने बोल दिया कि हम राहुल गांधी के साथ नहीं है. राहुल गांधी is not our leader. Ram Gopal Yadav has said.
Well, Tehseen, first your counter to Shehzad before I bring in the others.
Bit rich coming from the BJP spokesperson whose party retrospectively amended the FCRA laws to get in foreign funding for their own political party when convicted for taking foreign chanda. Rich coming from a political party that got in cash into parliament to stall the nuclear deal, and whose BS were they doing it. Good. Rich coming in from a political party whose masters, the RSS, have been close ties with the CPP, the Chinese political party, and whose MPs have been attending school in China when attending. Now, my only question to the BJP spokesperson is, all of this that you said has led to as much impact as the Prime Minister's press conferences, zero. Please tell me specifically, in 10 years, this is the 10th time we're debating this 94-year-old billionaire. What is the action the most powerful government in the world has taken, except for some tokenism of, we are looking at this NGO, we're looking at that NGO. Bhaiya, stop doing dressing up. Tell us, where is the surgery?
Why don't you tell this country? No, why don't you tell this country? Why doesn't the Congress tell this country? Why are they associated with NGOs and representatives of George Soros' foundations? Why can't you give a one-line answer? He's a well-known India beta. Why can't you? Everything if Modi has to do, why are you in Parliament? Because you're making only films inside Parliament. You can't just leave this to everybody else. No, Tehseen Poonawalla, I want to ask you everything Modi will do. I want to ask you, why can't you come clean?
No, it's not.
Okay, I'll give you a one-line answer. I agree, Modi ji should not do everything. The day your boy is Home Minister, I will do everything. If I'm Home Minister, I'll find it.
You have no answer. You have no answer. You have no answers to the Soros link.
Because other panelists are also waiting, let me just 10 seconds. First of all, Tehseen said we retrospectively amended FCRA. Congress supported us in that retrospective amendment.
Yeah, Motilal Vora wrote letters.
Exactly.
I have seen those letters.
I don't want to get diverted. Tehseen बहुत चालाक है. मैं इनके साथ 30-35 साल रहा हूं, मैं जानता हूं इनकी
जीन सेम है.
नहीं, जीन सेम है, पर हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव डिफरेंट है. हमारा परिवार की तरफ नहीं, हमारा देश की तरफ ऑब्जेक्टिव है. सुनिए, अब मैं सिर्फ इतना, आई एम ओनली आस्किंग तहसीन वन क्वेश्चन. फॉरगेट, मोदी जी कुछ नहीं कर पाते, ठीक है, ही इज नॉट विंडिक्टिव ना, यू एग्री. नाउ यू टेल मी ओनली वन थिंग, दैट दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑफ विच मैडम सोनिया जी इज co-president has advocated Azad Kashmir and called Shabbir Shah hero. Does Sonia Gandhi have the tenacity to answer whether she will associate with this or whether she had resigned or she had objected to this? Yes or no? This to Sonia Gandhi will do na? Ya ye bhi Amit Shah ji aake kare?
better than giving Burhan Wani's family 4 lakh rupees, which you all gave when you were in government with
क्या
PD.
तर्क है, क्या कुतर्क है?
बुरहान वानी मरा कब?
सच है, बुरहान वानी मरा कब भाई?
Science, source times of India. You all were in government. You all gave his family 4 lakh rupees.
I don't know. You know,
I'm telling you,
Poonawala, I think
please.
now you have matured as a politician and the Congress should get you in because you're not answering any of the questions. Join the Congress party officially because they don't answer any questions. Anand Ranganathan, does any of these questions wash down with any sane explanation of the questions that have been raised? Tehseen Poonawala is completely out of his depth today because he doesn't know how to defend this.
Oh, I am.
Sanjay Jha.
Good evening, Navika, and good evening to my fellow panelists. I have very briefly 2 points to make. On one, what exactly is this Soros and Congress partnership? And two, why is it that there is so much brouhaha over it? So please allow me a couple of minutes. Number one, Navika, I told you this years ago, and I think it's been proven right with every passing day, that hatred for Modi has transmogrified into hatred for India. Now, this is the issue. Obviously, people are partnering George Soros, no longer worried about Modi, but worried about the progress of India. Let's take it one by one. You've seen all the schemes, welfare schemes that have benefited Indians over the last 10 years, that have pulled 250 million Indians out of multi-dimensional poverty. Something like this, anybody else other than Modi had done around the world, a world leader, he probably would have got a Nobel Prize or some such. The fact of the matter is, our opposition parties hate this development. So they are partnering with someone who hates Modi, who hates India, who hates development. Now, let me give you 3 examples. This guy Soros, who walks around, hobbles around in a zipper frame trying to change the world and get, revolutions around. This guy says Adani is partnering, is corrupt. Well, if that is the case, then will Congress explain why erstwhile Congress states like Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan and current Congress alliance states have continue to invest 1 lakh crore in Adani's companies? How can they keep on investing in someone who they say is corrupt? Number 2, he says Modi is not a Democrat. Can you name one anti-democratic thing that Modi has done that others had not done before him? I'm not talking of constitutionally allowing freedom of speech to be stamped, which had been done by erstwhile prime ministers. Number 3, when Soros says that a revolution is must because India is now anti-minority, it's a Hindutva state. No other prime minister has done more than Muslims than Narendra Modi. I have given you documented facts. 14.3% population, Muslim population, they've got double that in terms of housing, scholarships, everything else, Kisan Yojana, whatever. Finally, Navika, you can give a million rebuttals to these illogical, selective propaganda and fake narrative-driven NGOs and foreign media outlets. It only encourages them. What they can't stand is the rebuttal Modi dishes out to them once every 5 years. Us ek thappad ki goonj is what hurts them. Modi is delivering development, Soros is delivering disorder. Modi is providing toilets, Soros is providing terror. Modi is building highways, Soros is building media houses. Modi is funding urban centers, Soros is funding urban naxals. Trust Indians, ignore Soros.
Well, let me ask Vivek Srivastava. Vivek Srivastava, do you think this country should know what was in the MOU between Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, the Congress party and China? Do we deserve an answer or not? Do we deserve an answer on why an India baiter and his organization's vice president Salil Shetty is seen in close proximity with Rahul Gandhi? And should Mrs. Sonia Gandhi answer the question that the BJP has raised today about being a co-president of an organization that talks about Azad Kashmir? Please respond.
Yes. You see, the root of the problem is that the Honorable Prime Minister and my dear friend Dr. Anand Ranganathan has stopped watching romantic movies. Now Dr. Ranganathan and the Honorable Prime Minister both like horror movies. They both like movies. Riots हो रहे हैं, लोग मर रहे हैं, कट रहे हैं, ट्रेन जलाई जा रही है, कश्मीर के पंडित मारे जा रहे हैं. I can't help it, They have lost their sense of humor. They have lost the sense of theatre. They have lost the sense of music. And there is no romance left. अरे भाई राहुल गांधी ने अगर रील बना दी अडानी साहब और मोदी की, तो इसमें इतने
No, what is the point you're making? You want us to see romance in the middle of somebody trying to destabilize India? Are you saying that there should be some romance in somebody trying to destabilize India? Should we now go into that? What is it? What is your point?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Last romantic movie कौन सी देखी थी?
No. My point is that the Prime Minister and Dr. Ranganathan have lost the sense of humor. नहीं. अब आप राहुल गांधी की रील को नहीं पसंद करते,
when somebody is trying to destroy India, we should see humor in that. If somebody is trying to bait India, destroy India, we should see humor in that. Is that what you are doing?
Nobody is trying to destroy India.
George Soros is, and Rahul Gandhi is seen in their company, and that is the question. Which question do you find humorous, my friend? I want to ask you, if people are talking about Azad Kashmir,
sorry madam,
should we find it humorous? No.
Mrs. Indira Gandhi gave her life for the nation. Mr. Rajiv Gandhi gave his life for the nation. Rahul Gandhi belongs to the same family.
Which is co-chaired by Sonia Gandhi. We should find it humorous. What is the humor you are pointing out to? आप किस humor को point out कर रहे हैं?
अब आप आ जाते हैं सीरियस पे आइए. अब आप सीरियस पे आइए. राजीव गांधी की विडो को अगर आप कह रही है कि वो पेट्रियोटिक नहीं है, then I do not know who can be patriotic. She lost her husband. She lost her mother-in-law. The family was in shambles. The children did not have a father.
I'm asking you. You asked us. You brought in the humor factor because I did not bring in the humor factor. Vivek Srivastava, should we find Rahul Gandhi's shenanigans in Parliament where he is doing this acting and directing a film? Are you saying that we should find humor in that and forget about the questions in this country?
Please give me opportunity.
No, the questions in this country are being raised because you want to hide the misdeeds of Adani and Modi. You want to hide. Dr. India बात कर रहे थे कि साहब
just 20 seconds. Anand ji 20 seconds.
NDTV को hostile takeover में किसने takeover किया? Dr. Ranganathan. NDTV पे आंसर दे दो आज.
सब आंसर मिलेगा. विवेक जी 20 सेकंड आपको रुकना पड़ेगा. विवेक जी 20 सेकंड 20 seconds only. देखिए विवेक जी आपने अभी बोला
नहीं let Dr. Ranganathan answer.
वो आंसर देंगे ना पर मैं
all right hold on everybody will answer and please don't name other channels which are not here to defend themselves.
Will get chance. I'm taking 30.
फिल्म का नाम बताना.
हाँ मैं बता रहा हूँ. प्लीज एक मिनट में बता रहा हूँ. First of all, please Anand ji 30 seconds. Vivek ji has quoted Sonia Gandhi as the widow of Rajiv Gandhi, which we respect. You know, widow of Rajiv Gandhi, Sonia ji had said DMK is responsible for Rajiv ji's murder. Today she is in alliance with same DMK. तो राजीव जी के हत्यारों के बारे में कितनी चिंता है आपको? सुन लीजिए, पूरी बात सुनिए, इंटरप्ट मत करना. और हम रोमांस की फिल्म तो देख ही रहे सर. आज तो रोमांस की ही बात हो रही है. ये रोमांस. अरे प्लीज सर, मिस्टर विवेक, मिस्टर विवेक. अच्छा, एनीवेज यू स्पीक इन योर टर्न. विवेक जी, आई डिड नॉट इंटरप्ट यू.
महिला की मानता है.
यू डिड नॉट.
Vivek ji, I did not interrupt you. You cannot question that.
One minute.
It is regarding
Vivek Srivastava, hold on. You've spoken. You wasted your time on trying to find humor in this. Now you hold on. You wait for your turn. Shehzad, I'm lowering your fader. Shehzad.
पूरी प्रॉब्लम ये है कि ब्रोमांस वाली फिल्म ही चल रही है. ये सोरोस और राहुल का ब्रोमांस ही तो चल रहा है भाई. हम उसी के बारे में तो पूछ रहे हैं, हम वही फिल्म के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं कि ये रिश्ता क्या कहलाता है. और फिल्म यही है कि कुछ होता है, हम साथ है. हम आपके है कौन, वही तो हम पूछ रहे हैं कि ये सोरोस आपका है कौन. उसका जवाब देना नहीं है आप. विवेक जी, बहुत सीरियसली मैं पूछ रहा हूं. सोरोस को आप मानते ना, आपका गीता कुरान बाइबल मान रहे ना. सोरोस से सेड अडानी इज करप्ट, अडानी बुरा है, अडानी को गिराना है. किसने अडानी को विलिनियम पोर्ट दिया? विलिनियम पोर्ट का सप्लीमेंट्री एग्रीमेंट किसने किया है? मिस्टर विजयन. सो बाय सोरोस लॉजिक, विजयन इज ऑल्सो एंटी इंडिया. Are you accepting the charge of Soros or Mr. Vijayan? Yes or no? You answer specifically now.
सुनिए.
हाँ बोलो.
No, absolutely not.
Adani project is correct there.
I want a discussion in the parliament on Adani and I want a statement from the government. Is BJP?
अरे भाई, you cancel Adani's Vision Port. You cancel Telangana project.
Tell me that.
You cancel Jharkhand project.
What is your stand?
All right. You want a debate in Parliament? Fantastic. You want a debate in Parliament on this issue? Fantastic. Let me ask Vivek Silas. Do you want a debate of this issue in Parliament or do you want a debate on Sambhal in Parliament? Why did you not go to the protests of the Congress party inside Parliament on the issue of Adani?
Look, Adani and Soros both are burning issues at the moment. Even Sambal is very, very important to us.
Soros is a burning
Definitely.
issue.
Yeah, of course.
Soros is a burning issue.
That is
so
why
it should be discussed? It should be discussed in Parliament?
Allow him to speak.
Good, please tell.
I just want to say that India is not that weak country, Navika ji, that a 94-year Hungarian American can say that Kashmir should be independent. If we are fearing that, that means the government of India is weak. We cannot say that the government of India...
No, my question, allow me to come in.
Sonia Gandhi
It's not about India being scared of this 94-year-old. It's the question of an Indian who has a high status in Indian politics and in Parliament being a co-president of an organization which is saying this. Now tell me, what is your answer? Is it a serious matter or not?
Definitely it is a serious matter, but I want to ask Mr. Anand Ranganathan, who is definitely a big intellect, according to me.
You don't want to ask the Congress party
No,
anything.
I just want to ask Anand ji. I think he'll be replying me better, you know. Open Society Foundation came into India in 1999, George Soros, when Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji was the Prime Minister of India. Initially, they started with the, education scholarships, and they were giving educational scholarship. But most important point, in 2014, when Narendra Modi ji was the Prime Minister of India, they started with India-specific grant-making program that was done under the Narendra Modi ji's regime. Listen, they supported the SME and gave loans of 5,000 crores to Indian small students and others. The report of Indian Express says that the foundation, the Open Society Foundation, is being, funded by United Nations Democracy Fund, Mr. Ranganathan, and India is the 4th largest contributor of UN Democracy Fund. So India is giving fund to UN Democracy Fund, and UN Democracy Fund is giving funds to George Soros. So indirectly, India and the Indian government is helping Mr. George Soros. That is the question. I hope you will definitely understand that, because I wanted to... George Soros was so much in the news, so I thought I should read about him.
Well, all right. Fair question.
Answer?
Anand Ranganathan, and then I'll get you, Abhijit.
Thank you. I'm very glad my good friend Vivek ji has asked this question, because ये मेरा second point था, लेकिन बीच में दूसरे विवेक जी हैं. If life gives you a Vivek, make it a Silas, not a Srivastava. बीच में interrupt कर दिया, मेरा 1 मिनट खा गए. मैं ये बताना चाह रहा था कि ये हंस रहे, थैंक यू विवेक, दोनों विवेक हंस रहे. मैं ये बताना चाह रहा था कि सोरोस आए या सोरोस के दादाजी आए, परदादाजी आए, why should we be worried? That is why I said ignore Soros, and I'll tell you why.
Why should we be worried?
एक सेकंड विवेक जी, देखिए ये अनफेयर है. आपने मेरा नाम लेके सोचा, तो मैं आप बताना चाहता हूं. Much organizations much worse than Soros's organization, are Indian billionaires are currently funding media houses in India that are 100 times more virulent than what is being funded by Soros. I don't want to name those charlatans. Every day they peddle 10 fake newses. They denigrate India. They hate Hinduism. They hate Modi, whatever, जो भी question है. लेकिन वो इंडियन बिलियनियर्स हैं supposedly, जो कि इस गवर्नमेंट के फ्रेंड्स हैं, वो ये कर रहे हैं. So it doesn't matter whoever is funding whatever as a free speech absolutist. I don't care. What I care is my government, is my India strong enough to actually counter them? Is that the fact? If that is not the fact, ठीक है, सोरोस ने $10 billion दे दिए, जो भी है, ये एंटी फार्म प्रोटेस्ट किया. हमने एज अ स्टेट हम क्यों कैपिटुलेट कर गए? हमारी वीकनेस थी. शाहीन बाग में लिखने वाले 1000 लोग आ जाएं, लेकिन हमने वो 6 महीने तक शाहीन बाग इलीगली वहां पे बनने क्यों दिया? So the problem is also with Indian state. Why are we worried about...
I'm sorry, Anand Ranganathan, it's very good to be a free speech, absolutist, but there are problems. When these issues come into the domain, it goes to the streets of India, then people who are sitting in a position of power have to look at many pros and cons before they actually just shove people and go through absolutist, as it is, you're calling them dictators. If they were to shove everybody off the streets overnight, what would you call them, and what would George Soros call them? I don't know. But Abhijit Iyer, Mitra...
Once a 100-year-old newspaper.
One line. Anandji, one line. Anandji, one line.
Let me give you an example. For instance, Rahul Gandhi says Bharat Jodo is his mission. Bharat Jodo यात्रा भी निकाली, बीजे यात्रा. अब ये बीजे यात्रा निकालने वाले लोग इलान ओमर के साथ खड़े हो जाते हैं. अब ये बीजे यात्रा के साथ सिंक होता है क्या? Going with Ilhan Omar is not a legal offense.
नहीं होता.
There's no legal offense. One second, Anand ji, one second. Ilhan Omar हमारे देश का कुछ नहीं बिगाड़ सकती, ना Ilhan Omar के साथ जाना कोई लीगल ऑफेंस है. पर मैं पूछना चाहता हूं, बीजे यात्रा के जो यहाँ पे दो डीजे बन के समर्थक है, मिस्टर विवेक साइलस एंड विवेक श्रीवास्तव, ये दोनों डीजे बजाते हैं बीजे में, तो बीजे यात्रा वाले बताए कि इलान ओमर के साथ आप बीजे यात्रा कर रहे हैं. ये जो ये इंडिया को कश्मीर से अलग करने के ये बीजे कर रहे हैं, मतलब बीजे यात्रा कर रहे हैं. अब बताइए कि आपका डीजे बज रहा है कि नहीं बज रहा है?
मेरा तो पहला सवाल ही यही था.
क्या
हिंदुस्तान की सरकार
गांधी देश
कमजोर है?
बोलिए,
क्या हिंदुस्तान की सरकार
राहुल गांधी
कोई भी आएगा और कश्मीर को अलग कर देगा? ये तो गलत बात है भाई.
तो सोनिया गांधी बोलिए,
या तो आप मानिए कि आप इतने कमजोर हैं, आपकी सरकार इतनी कमजोर है.
सोनिया गांधी
कोई भी घूमता हुआ आएगा कश्मीर को इंडिपेंडेंट स्टेट बना देगा, अलग देश बना देगा.
But you will not refrain from standing with them. How's that as a question, Abhijit Iyer Mitra?
You see, my issue with this entire debate is you assume that the congruence between George Soros and the Gandhi family is something new and it has come to light only now. ये तो ज़मानों का रिश्ता है. It has the congruence between the two families has gone back over 70-80 years. Let me start with George Soros. He, as a kid, a Jew growing up in Hungary, he literally joined the SS Waffen, rounding up other Jews, confiscating Jewish properties. All right, and throwing other Jews under the truck into the gas chamber to save himself. At that same time, a certain Stefano Maino, the grandfather of Rahul Gandhi, joined Hitler's army, was part of Army Group South, which carried out the worst massacres of the Holocaust. Zamano ka rishta hai. Second, notice, this is the same man, George Soros, who destroyed all the East Asian economies in 97, which led to about 10,000 suicides and other related deaths, families killing their own people because of the trauma he had bought. Completely amoral. He says he has turned over and trying to do good deeds and things like that, totally amoral. Remember, Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi's economic reforms also caused the same kind of devastation. Do you remember the state we were in 1991 when Narasimha Rao had to bring about reforms? Again, zamano ka rishta. Third, both these people, very surprisingly, seem to support Hamas. George Soros, every one of his organizations supports Hamas. In the Gandhi family's case, Priyanka has tweeted several times in support of Gaza, Hamas and all of that. Right? You tweet in support of Gaza, you're essentially supporting Hamas. Let's be very clear about that. Fourth, why is it? Why does this congruence extend to the fact that the Gandhis only cite media reports and retweet people that the Soros Foundation seems to fund? कोई और नहीं मिला क्या retweet करने का? किसी और का कहानी नहीं मिला क्या कुछ करने का? Why is this congruence that has gone over 70 years continuing to this day with the same anti-Semitic pro-Islamist policies, economically destructive policies? Today what Rahul Gandhi is trying to do, create economic havoc, is no different from what George Soros did to the East Asia. Sure, there are market distortions. We all accept there are market distortions. So do you destroy an economy because of market distortions? When you were in power, what did you do to fix those market distortions? Lastly, Navika, I would just ask you to focus on a side piece of information which my insider sources tell me has got a Congress in a panic situation right now. The fact that Sam Pitroda's laptop and his mobile devices were hacked yesterday or day before yesterday. Apparently there is major panic in Congress because of that. Please do check that out. Thank you.
Well, Tehseen Poonawalla, the question here is, these are serious questions. The questions are not about whether Soros can shake this country up, but the question is about sharing a platform. The Congress and the bigwigs in the Congress sharing a platform with India baiters. And I must quote Shakespeare here. Caesar's wife must be above suspicion. Because that's what it was said. When you are in politics and national politics, you should know which friends you keep and where you share platforms. And Tehseen Poonawalla, the onus for that, isn't it on the Congress party?
You're absolutely right. That onus is on the Congress party, on which shares platform live. Who was the onus for when the most honorable Prime Minister of India was having a one-on-one meeting with Jeremy Corbyn? At least in case of Omar, who I think is a rabid senator, and I think is terrible for the United States of America. It was a group meeting. The Prime Minister, Honorable Modi, was meeting Jeremy Corbyn one-on-one. Who was it in the interest of? Who advised him? Look, we can get down to these issues, but the fact of the matter is, this is the most powerful country in the world. And if the Prime Minister is today, if the economic GDP is falling today, as the RBI has predicted, if you've gone back to given up the liberalization and gone on to protectionism, is that all because of Soros that the current Prime Minister is doing it? Is that why your economy? And
contact the Bank of Britain, Bank of UK, and you'll know. But Shehzad, quick counter.
First of all, I am saying Congress is bad. But you expose us in Parliament. Why are you running away from Parliament, from a debate?
Well, who's calling Parliament? Who's making films in Parliament?
The government is calling Parliament.
Let me answer. Tehseen, you should see that today when the Treasury benches said, let's have a discussion on all aspects, including Soros, and we were trying to move at 267, it was the opposition that actually did not allow Parliament to take place. So, first of all, John Brittas, who's from the left, has said that let the discussion take place on George Soros. Why are you running away from it? And thirdly, the issue is not George Soros. The issue is Congress Party, which is a party of India. On 370, it stands with Pakistan. On Doklam, it stands with the Chinese ambassador. On India, it goes and says in US, UK that in US and UK should intervene into India's affairs. On surgical strike, it says Sadak Ka Gunda, it says Khoon Ki Dalali. On Balakot airstrike, it denies the Indian version or the Indian Armed Forces version and stands with the Pakistani version. It gives a clean chit on Samjhauta in 2611 to Pakistan. It gets support from Pakistani ministers and from SFJ. It does not deny this. It goes and meets Ilhan Omar and stands with Ilhan Omar's position. So this is the problem. The problem is Congress, not Soros or A or B. The problem is Congress says that it is a party that looks after Indian interests and it takes stand which is against India only because it wants to oppose Modi.
Well,
that is the problem.
ladies and gentlemen, that question out there, will Parliament time be utilized to answer questions, or will it only be about short film skits taking place in the Parliament premises? Have we reduced our Parliament for these films outside the Parliament? Of course, I can also remind you about the earlier mimicry show that was put out by the India Alliance, and even then the director of photography happened to be Rahul Gandhi, actually making a video out of Kalyan Banerjee's mimicry of the chairman of Rajya Sabha. Is this why Parliament actually is in session? Should these questions that are extremely important to the country be answered, or should we just have Parliament for entertainment of political leaders? We'll leave it at that. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on debate number 1.